So to tell this story right, we gotta go back a few weeks. Back to March 9th, hopping on a plane to go to Svalbard to visit my fiance. The European Arctic, the super Norway, actually featured in the Golden Compass with armored polar bears. I crossed the Atlantic and landed in Zurich, Switzerland to find out my flight to Oslo has been canceled. I then have to redirect and go to Sweden and then over to Oslo, spend a night there so that I can then go the next day to land in Svalbard on the 11th. The next day we go to hike an ice cave. This is on March 12th. During our hike, the entirety of Norway decided to shut down. We got back to the university where my fiance was studying and found out they were kicking everybody out, and every tourist who landed in Svalbard was getting forcefully quarantined. So we decided, let's get the heck out of here. The next 2 days were spent frantically chasing airports, buying expensive tickets, going this way, that way, not getting answers from anyone. We finally got back to Canada to then be put on a 14-day quarantine where I've been slowly losing my mind. And my fiance brought up to me that we should make a short about the last day of quarantine and what it's like going out into the public. So I decided to give myself a challenge of 3 hours for this short film. So let's see if I can pull it off. So the premise for the short is this. We have a woman who's been counting down the days to finally go outside. She goes outside, someone coughs in front of her, she freaks the math out, heads back inside to safety. The problems. We can't go outside. Simple as that. Problem number 2, I'm shooting everything myself. Wait, I'm not actually shooting everything myself? Man, for a guy who's gained slight internet notoriety, shooting everything himself, this is bonus, baby. This is gonna be easy peasy. And problem number 3 is telling something that's kind of compelling within a 60-second period, which can be a little bit difficult to draw someone in and then reveal the punchline, get them to laugh. You know, it's a short amount of time. But before we get started, I almost forgot. I mean, this is a YouTube video featuring cinematography. We gotta do the coffee. How's that for a bad Daniel Schiffer impersonation? I want to start off with a shot from the calendar's point of view. So it's going to be her counting, and I mean, I can't put the camera in the wall, so we're going to have to cheat it to the side and just have her point at nothing. It's the Hollywood magic. We then go to the next shot is the reverse, revealing to the audience the days have been passing and she's counting down to something. So we're trying to provide as much information as we can. I had a big problem of the light being gross. So what I did was I actually took some diffusion paper and taped it to the top light to help slow it down a little bit and just diffuse things, make it a little more even and nice on the face. For the close-up shots, I also created a little sale. Let me show you. DIY craft tips with Nathan. First off, you take one of these LED lights, which are great, but they may cast a lot of shadows and wrinkles on the face of your talent, and most of them don't like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a sail. Grab a piece of paper towel, you take it, stick it to the top, and then stick it to the bottom. A little bit of gaff tape, always your friend. Boom, nice, soft lighting in like 20 seconds. Next, we have to establish a couple things. So if we have her leaving the apartment, and then later she's gonna be going back in, we have to establish where she's coming from. Nathan from the future here, don't mind the hat, my hair's a total mess. I explained set geography terribly, so let's see if I can explain that a little bit better now. So the only way out to the balcony is actually through this door right here. What we have to establish is that the two are connected. So when showcasing the living room here, we also have to show that it has the balcony. And then we're gonna establish the frame of her right in front of the door when she's zipping up her jacket. So when we return to that later, it's familiar and it's a space that we've already seen, so it's not new information for the audience to handle, so the punchline doesn't fall flat, or that's my hope at least. So anyway, that's my rant on setting up the geography. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, back to past Nathan. Next, we need to get her going outside And this part's gonna be tricky because we're dealing with a glass surface. I'm not able to work many angles because of reflections, so anything straight on is a problem unless she's dead in front of the barrel. It's okay, little guy, I gotcha. So because of that, I'm gonna have to take the camera off to the side when establishing that wide of her exiting the apartment. It's not as pretty of a shot, but I just can't fight the reflections right now. Next, we're gonna do some slow-mo shots. I wanna showcase her enjoying the moment and that immediate flip of absolute delight to pure disgust. And we can really watch her facial features change and react to this so we have more time to absorb it. That's something I really learned when doing my Wes Anderson inspired short, which you can check out here. Now we have to show the reverse shot of your boy doing a big old cough-a-roo. We're also gonna do that shot in slow-mo, just so there's more time to react to it, and also I get a kick at how my cheeks look when they jiggle when I'm coughing. I think it's funny. And next, we're gonna have her reaction to the cough, so the nice slow-mo face of her making goofy faces, and then immediately cut to the wide to try and minimize that reaction. I learned this from watching Taika Waititi films, and one thing he does a lot, he'll have a tight, and then he'll immediately cut to a wide when things get a little bit goofy, and it makes the person look a little more ridiculous.
Apparently he's a bit of a handful, real bad egg. I mean, if you look in his file, you'll see that for yourself. We're talking disobedience, stealing, spitting, running away, throwing rocks, kicking stuff, defacing stuff, burning stuff, loitering and graffitiing.
And this was totally Inu's idea of grabbing a can of hairspray and treating it like a Lysol and just totally sprayed herself in the face. Keep going, just keep going. And then just walk to the bedroom. Perfect.
I sprayed myself 3 times today.
I didn't think you were gonna keep spraying, but it was so funny. And then we're gonna end it with her Xing off the calendar, which takes us back to where things began, starting with the calendar. So she was looking forward to the day, now she's kind of ruining the day a little bit. So try to tie things up in a nice little bow so that 60 seconds feels like you kind of went somewhere and you went back to some places. Next, we go into the color grade, which I'm not gonna bore you with. If you wanna see a detailed breakdown, let me know down in the comments, and maybe I'll make a video on that in the future. So if you wanna check out the short, there's a link down in the description, and you can check out the standalone version. I made a standalone version so that it fits under that 60-second mark, so I can apply for the Film Riot Stay at Home Film Challenge. And here you can check out the real-time behind the scenes. So here you go.
Okay, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm done 14 days of quarantine. I can go outside. Let's go outside.
So if you like that video, be sure to hit that button and help me out with that sweet, sweet algorithm. And if you wanna see more stuff like this, get subscribed for lots more. And anyway, yeah, have yourself a good one. Okay. Were you holding a cough?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so sweet.